Hey, it's Meg Berry here. Just came in from the cold, literally. So I just wanted to hop on because 12 days of confidence, woohoo! And today, I had a feeling I was going to add 13. Today is going to be actually number 13. We're halfway through, and I wanted to talk today as an extra bonus about something that I call stunt falling. So if you've worked with me as one of my clients, you know that I talk about stunt falling all the time as a vital part of building and rebuilding again your confidence. And basically, what I mean by stunt falling is, well, when you know that you need a break, when you know that life is piling on, the way I put it, when you know you're going down, let go and go down. Don't fight it. And in the real world, I've actually had, I had a client who was in a car accident, and she didn't see the car coming. The car hit her from behind. She was completely relaxed, just sitting there, had no idea she was about to be hit. And what they told her in the end was that the reason that she actually, in fact, wasn't decapitated was the fact that she was relaxed upon impact, and her muscles were just able to give. And that combined with the fact that she had an extraordinarily strong core. The muscle fibers were so strong that the muscles themselves were able to keep her head from being decapitated. So it was an incredible and lucky combination of circumstances for her that she was relaxed upon impact, and on top of it, she was very strong from working her core, from working her mind-body connection, that the muscles were so functionally strengthened, they were so conditioned to contract and release, that the strong, functionally fit muscles themselves held her head onto her body. It's like a thing. It actually happened to a second of my clients in a very different scenario. Their core strength literally had held their head onto their body. That other client is a celebrity, so I will let them tell their own story, because if I told anything about it, people might start to recognize who this person is. But if you just Google core strength, Pilates, decapitation, catastrophic harm, you'll see it's like a thing. There are, I don't know if it's hundreds or more people around the world who functionally strengthened their muscles to the point where when they were in a cataclysmic event, those muscles literally held their body together. So one of my mentors used to say, with this functional strength business, which creates confidence, functional strengthening your muscles, whether you're working on the mind-body connection or just your body, to strengthen it in a functionally strong way, which means conditioning the contraction and the full release, the full contraction and the full release. And the new strength actually comes through, can you guess? Can you guess? In the release, right? So we contract in order to release. We exhale in order to inhale. And gosh, there's so much I want to tell you. There's so much I want to talk about, but I'm going to have to try to keep it short and focused today. So my mentor used to say that all of this functionally strengthening business is like a savings plan that you invest in, a health and wellness savings plan that you invest in, that you just pay into it with regular practice, with daily practice, that you never know until you need it one day. And all of a sudden you are so glad you spent all those years daily practicing your functional strength, practicing your mind-body connection. And I'm going to say that since these practices are where you create your confidence, confidence building is like a wellness savings plan, a health and wellness savings plan that you pay into every day. If you choose to take action to train your confidence, to strengthen your confidence, to spend 1 minute a day confidence training, 5 minutes a day confidence training, if you stick with me on this journey, I'm going to teach you how to go about your day and go about your regular workouts and go about your regular obligations and go about your regular recreational activities and simply bring these tools into you being you, you doing you as you already do it, with a few tweaks here and there so that you can be yourself and build up yourself at the same time. How's that for multitasking? Woo, I'm so excited. So today I wanted to talk about stunt falling. Functional strength, contract, release. We contract to release. Where does the new strength come from? The release. So what I say to my clients, and I practice what I preach, is if you're going down, go down. You know, in Silicon Valley, they call it failing fast. If you are missing your mark, fail fast. The sooner you fall apart, the sooner you can build yourself back together and move on. So, normally I would just move on, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about what happened to me since I did my last video with you. There's a very good reason why I was feeling the tornadoes that swept across Middle America so deeply. It's because I had family members that were almost swept away, and several of their friends were swept away in the most horrific conditions, but I didn't know it consciously when I was making those videos. I felt it. I was feeling a lot that day, but I did what I needed to do to boost my confidence, right? Surrounded myself with comfort objects, just like I'm doing today. And I showed up anyway. And I had an extraordinarily challenging week that really shook my confidence in the world. There was the family members who almost died in the tornadoes, who lost dear loved ones themselves in the tornadoes. I said goodbye to two people who I care about very much, who lost their lives to cancer. I watched friends bury their loved ones to COVID, and then I had friends come down with COVID. Thank goodness they're all okay. So it was a marathon week, and challenge after challenge just kept coming and coming and coming. And what did I do? Well, I took my own advice and I stunt fell. I failed fast. I recognized that I had all sorts of stuff coming up for me. I grew up in Asia and Africa in war zones, so seeing my young family members go through something as traumatic as surviving the tornadoes really brought up a lot of very hard memories for me, surviving a lot of natural disasters around the world. So I failed fast. I took a lot of salt baths. I took a lot of walks in nature. I fed myself foods that I craved that were nutritious and nourishing, a lot of soup, a lot of greens, stuff that tasted yummy, that felt yummy, and that also was going to fill up my body with good stuff. I worked out a lot, and I engaged in all sorts of other mind-body strengthening things. So I engaged in my functional strengthening workouts very intentionally, because I was rebuilding from having stunt fallen. And in fact, one of my favorite functional strength experts in the world, she's a coach, she's a functional strength coach, and you guessed it, she's a gorgeous stunt double. So we got so much good stuff to talk about in the new year. So I wanted to hop on. I just wanted to share this technique that I have, stunt falling. You let go, you release, so that you can bring the new strength in. You can rebuild, you can get back to the business of rebuilding. So I'm going to take a couple weeks off to be with my family for the holidays, but as I've mentioned several times, there's so much goodness in these videos that I've created for you. I really hope that you'll go back and watch them once, twice, 3 times. I hope you'll take notes. I hope you'll ask questions. I hope you'll decide to start training your confidence. Even though I've only told you, the bare beginning, I've told you enough to get started. I hope you will get started. What does she mean with this 3-part toolkit to build my confidence? What does she mean? Awareness. Be aware that I need to build confidence. Take a small action. Pour yourself a warm cup of something to drink. Lift up the spoon, take a sip. These very small actions You want to acknowledge that you need to build up confidence. You want to take a small, seemingly innocuous action, right? Something that almost seems kind of strange, but it's very small, not big. And you want to say, you know what? I'm going to lift up this spoon right now and bring it to my mouth. I'm going to lift up this mug right now and take a sip. That's what I want you to do. And the most important part, 1, 2, 3 of those 3 steps, is to say, I set the goal that I was going to give myself something to drink and acknowledge that you completed that goal. And I know it's kind of a little strange, okay? But in physical fitness, there's this idea that you have to learn to sit up or even hold your head up, to learn to sit up, to learn to crawl, to learn to stand, to learn to walk before you can be Simone Biles or anything in between. In confidence building, you're going to be Simone Biles. You're going to be the Simone Biles of confidence building in no time. But unless you came to this series knowing that you can create confidence and you must create your own confidence, unless you're already a confidence building expert, we need to take you back to holding your head up. So then you have the core strength to sitting up. And then you have the core strength to crawling or butt scooting, and then standing and walking, and then running, and then doing quadruple backflips, okay? Because it's that gap between confidence boosting and a lack of confidence building that causes imposter syndrome, that causes us to walk through our life as if we're living someone else's life, not ours. And it's the holiday season while I'm recording these videos, so there are an awful lot of people right now, maybe one of them is you, who is going through the motions of the holidays going, whose life am I living? Who is that in the mirror? Because it doesn't feel like it's me, right? If you want to make this the year to close that gap and to own your power and to go forward into your life creating it confidently, then I want you to trust me and I want you to start here. You can decide to set a timer and do it for 1 minute. You can decide that I'm going to do 10 action steps, okay? And do 10 action steps. I don't feel empowered to speak my truth around my family. I'm going to stir my cup and then I'm going to pause to acknowledge that I set a goal and I accomplished it. Right? You're going to allow that serotonin and dopamine to shoot into your brain. And then fueled by that feeling of confidence, you're going to acknowledge being aware of where you don't feel confident. Maybe in particular, there's one family member who you don't like the way they speak to you, but you don't have a way yet to tell them that you don't like it. Pour some more hot water into your cup. But before you do it, say, I'm going to pour the hot water into my cup and stir it around and drink it. And then after you do that, acknowledge, I set a goal to pour hot water into my cup. I set a goal to stir it. I set a goal to drink it. And I did it. I accomplished my goal, okay? Boom, more serotonin and dopamine, making you feel confident so that you can face again where you don't feel confident. So set a timer, do this for 1 minute. Set a goal, say I'm going to do 10 repetitions of this, but after you do 10 repetitions of that, what are you going to do? You're going to acknowledge, I set the goal to set a timer for 1 minute and do this 3-part exercise for that 1 minute. I did it, yay me. I set a goal of doing 10 repetitions of this to strengthen my confidence, right? And I did it, yay me, right? So you're going to get an extra added bonus. So you choose how you're going to do it, okay? And you're going to practice. You're going to go back and look at the videos. You're going to take notes. You're going to take aware action, right? Some of your action steps can be to subscribe to my YouTube channel. They can be to follow me on Spotify and listen to some of my music, because all this confidence building stuff that I put in my coaching, you guessed it, for a very long time, I've put it in my music. You can find me on Facebook or Instagram at Meg Berry Music, or Twitter, and follow me. That makes me feel good. It gives back for giving to you, but you know what? It is a small action step. And it very legitimately can be a part of your confidence building program. You don't just have to follow me. Find any independent voice, find any independent artist or coach who creates content that you like and say, you know what? I'm going to, as a part of my confidence building program, today I'm going to do all 10 steps, or I'm going to do the entire 1 minute liking, subscribing, actively participating in taking action to communicate to people who create content online that I love, that I'm here and that I appreciate them. Pick 10 artists, independent artists who you like, and follow, like, subscribe, comment. That is very legitimately a great way to use your time of building confidence. But the goal, as you know, is to be aware and acknowledge that you're engaging in confidence training, that you're engaging in confidence strengthening and building, right? Take a small action with that awareness, take aware action, and then acknowledge that you took aware action, right? Close the deal, reap the reward, and then be fueled to start again. Be aware that you're not feeling confident about something. Take a small aware action. Set with your awareness a goal to take a small action and acknowledge that you completed that action, and then start again. There are so many different ways that you can do it. How you do it is up to you and your creativity. If you feel lost, don't worry about it. Just keep going back, watching the videos, and I will see you in day number 7 in the blink of an eye. And by the way, after I was done stunt falling and building myself back up, some happy news. My song went to number 5 on the holiday radio charts. So we'll see what happens next week, but I'm hoping for some really good news on that front. All right, Happy New Year, happy holidays, happy whatever you are or are not celebrating, but most of all, happy confidence building. And if you too feel like life hits you hard, life hits you fast this holiday season, I hope you won't hesitate to stunt fall too. Let yourself slide into a hot salt bath. Let yourself slide into some quiet time to reflect. Let yourself slide into lots of walks in nature, ideally talking with someone there with you in person or on the phone. Let yourself slide into lots of laughter. That's another one of my challenges for you. How much can you laugh between now and the next time we connect for day 7? And let yourself slide into lots of good, nurturing, nourishing, tasty, and healthful food that makes you go, yum. Happy New Year.